So I believe my career has really prepared me for this job my entire life. I come from a military and a law enforcement family, and so service to community is part of my DNA. And as a former business executive and communicator, I've worked with many people to solve complex problems, and I think I'd make a great city commissioner. As I've talked to potential voters, I've really asked them to consider me as one of the candidates they vote for if they believe in what I talk about and if they support the ideas that I share with them. And so I think it's an opportunity to have voters vote for the candidates they think are qualified. As Fargo has grown, I actually do support adding 2 more seats to the commission. But having said that, I do not support going to a ward or precinct structure. A commission represents all of Fargo at large, and I think it mitigates the potential for pitting neighborhood against neighborhood, so I support the commission structure. I think it's up to every commissioner to make decisions that are in the best interest of all of Fargo, and I think every election, the residents have the opportunity to keep them or vote them out of office. I actually don't think there should be an automatic trigger based on population. I think if it's a fully functioning commission and it's working well for the city at 7, I think it's up to the voters to decide if they believe it's working or not, and it should be based on the function and the results of the current commission. No, I think there's a code of conduct and there are processes in place for the commission that warrant disclosure of conflicts of interest. And, even the current commission now has been pretty transparent about disclosing when they think there's a conflict of interest, and the commission votes on it as a board. Yeah, I think there needs to be an investigation, and it needs to be studied, and it needs to be transparent. And then I think the mayor, along with a city attorney, need to make a recommendation. I actually support taking a look at the times of the commission meetings in order to get as many residents there as can attend. And I also support the idea, maybe of varying one of the times so that the people that work in the evenings would have an opportunity. Certainly the fact that they videotape and record them is helpful, but I think we need to look at the standing 5 p.m. start time. I think it's a citizen's right to be able to initiate an issue or a measure, and our North Dakota Constitution actually has the language that states the same thing, so I do support that. I do support term limits. I think 3-4-year term limits makes a lot of sense. It's a complex position to hold, and as you learn, there's value in understanding the issues for the residents of Fargo. Having said that, I think turnover is also good with new ideas and some new perspectives, and so I just support the 3-4-year term limits, whether they're consecutive or not. I actually think it's time to take a look at the salaries. Everyone I've talked to has said, even though this isn't technically considered a full-time position, it really should be a full-time position because the amount of work it takes. And it's not just the city commission meetings that you're part of. You're assigned to different committees, you're a liaison to different city departments. It really has become a full-time job for a city that is as large as ours. And so I think it's time to take a look at those salaries, and certainly if it would help others, run for office in the future, I certainly support that as well. Having said that, obviously budget is always a concern when it comes to salaries, and so it needs to be within the means that the city can have the ability to pay. The commission is one requirement, but serving on task force and commissions really represents volunteers in the community that are interested in that issue or have passion for that task force. And so if we were to start paying for every citizen who serves on a task force or another commission, I don't think that's sustainable as far as a budget perspective. I'm running for this race because it's a nonpartisan race. And I can tell you that from what I'm hearing from most candidates, everyone is really struggling in this market and at this time to raise money for their campaign. So I don't see enormous spending right now as an issue for most candidates. But having said that, in the future, if we see that there's a real disparity among candidates' ability to raise funds, then I think it's something we should take a look at. So I love this question. My background is brand and marketing communications. I've done it my entire life along with public relations. And I think Fargo has a really good story to tell. So I think if we continue to increase the amount of communication we have, along with transparency about the issues, and we invite our citizens to really engage, along with technology, I think we have a real opportunity to see more civic engagement in our community. I actually think Fargo has a responsibility to continue to work with the state across the board on many issues. And I think it starts with the relationship of respect as North Dakota's largest city. And so I think as a commission, one of our priorities needs to be continuing to improve and repair the relationship we have with our state leaders and local area legislators. So when there is an issue that is contrary to a state law, we have the ability to affect it and change it if we need to. So you can check out kolpackforfargo.com or on Facebook, Kolpack for Fargo, and learn more about me. I have my bio there, I have my platform there, and I welcome any and all feedback as well.